Hi, I'm Teresa and welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with a very exciting video because I have created a book tag. This is the SAPPHIC book tag, which just aims to celebrate and bring some attention to sapphic books. So each of the prompts is a quite popular, well-known, hyped sapphic book, just so that everyone knows or knows most of them. And you'll see how the prompts work as we go because I'll do the challenge. But I just want something sapphic out there because I'm sapphic and I just want all the sapphic books to get the love they deserve, basically. So, I've tried to pick queer books wherever possible. I've honestly not read nearly enough because I've only started reading, trying to read more diversely maybe last year, and I've just not read enough. But I'd really love it if when you do it, you try and prioritise queer books, especially sapphic books, just for the nature of the challenge. Though, of course, if you don't know one that fits a challenge, no one's going to be mad at you if you don't pick a queer book. But yes, I'm very excited. So I've got questions here, that's where I'm looking, and we're just going to get into it. So the first book that I have as a prompt is CRIER'S WAR by Nina Varela. And the prompt for this is a book with the enemies to lovers trope. And predictably, I have chosen one of my favourite books, and that is Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McKiston. This is a very hyped book. I would be surprised if people don't know about it. This book has an romance, and it's got a bit of an enemies to lovers kind of trope to it, and I just adore it so much. I just think it's really sweet, and I love this the world it's in. It's ours, but there's a slight difference in who's president of the United States, and I just really love it. It's so just warm and comforting, and I love it a lot. The next prompt is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, a book about a celebrity, whether it's real or fictional. And for this, I have chosen The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. I recently read an advanced copy of this. It only came out in the UK a couple days ago, and I really love it a lot. Your main character, Cal, is a kind of amateur journalist, so he's a bit of a celebrity, and his family end up moving to Texas as his father's chosen to be part of the program organised by NASA for going to Mars. And all of the families and the astronauts who are going to Mars, they all become part of a reality TV show who's just trying to get in on all the details of what's happening. So they all kind of become a bit of a celebrity. And this has a romance at its centre, and it's just very hopeful, very lovely, and so fun to read. The writing style just makes it so quick and easy. So the next prompt is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan, a book with Asian representation, whether that's main character or the setting. And for this, I have chosen The Abyss Surrounds Us by Emily Skrutsky. The main character is Chinese American, so there's your Asian representation. This book is an FF book. It's maybe a bit enemies to lovers, and it's a bit it's in kind of futuristic world, and it's got pirates and it's got sea monsters, and it's a really fun read, and I definitely recommend this one as well. Okay, just apologies about the lights, they fall down every time I pick a book out of the top shelf. But on with the next prompt. That is These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling, and the prompt is a book with magic, and for this one I have chosen Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I just really like the magic system in this book. Spells come from popular phrases, so the more people use a phrase, the more powerful it is, and it just means they're in very tense situations, and it's like, and then saying really weird rhymes, and I just really liked that. I thought that was a really unique magic system. This is an book, and it is set at a magic school, and it's a bit enemies to lovers and a bit they were roommates, and it's really fun read. The next prompt I've got is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amar El Motar and Max Gladstone. and the prompt for this one is Star-Crossed Lovers, and for this I've chosen The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This is a very beautifully written book. It is also MM. I feel like I've made a sapphic tag and then not picked any sapphic books, but oops. And it is, of course, about Achilles and set in ancient Greece, and it's got a star-crossed element. I'm not sure how strong that is. I have read the book, but it's been a while. But it's just very gorgeously written, and I definitely recommend it if you want to cry. The next book I've chosen is Wilder Girls by Rory Powers, and the prompt is a book you would take with you if you're stranded on a deserted island. And for this one, I'm just getting rid of all practicality and I'm taking probably the entire series. I'm cheating a bit. The Foxhole Court by Nora Sakavic, but I'd probably take the whole series. This is my favourite series of all time. It's 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 just wild, and I could reread it so many times. It's enough to keep me entertained while I'm stranded. But yeah, it's just, I don't know how to describe it other than wild. Um, you got you have got an MM romance, and you've got found family, which is just done so well. I love it. And sports. It's a whole mess, but it's a fun mess. And just if you are considering picking up, definitely check out trigger warnings. A lot of people will forget to mention that when they recommend it, and it freaks me out a bit because there's a lot of triggering content in here. So the next prompt is The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth, and the prompt is a book to movie adaptation. And for this I've chosen a book I've not read and a film I've not watched, but is at the top of my watch list, and that is Love, Simon, based on the novel Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I've heard so many good things about this film, and I really just want to watch it. I can't believe I've not watched it yet. This is once again another MM one. I've really just forgotten all the sapphics after making the prompts. But I'm just very excited to watch it. The next prompt is How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake, and the prompt for this is a book you wish you had in your hands right now. My friend came up with that prompt. Props to Sasha for that. And for this I've chosen Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. I'm so hyped about this book. So this book comes out in September, and I'm very excited to get my hands on it. It is MM, you've got a trans protagonist, and he summons a ghost, and it's Latinx, and I'm very excited to read it. The next prompt is The Prior of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. What's the biggest book you've ever read? And this is, I think, the only not queer book on this list, but it is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I had forgotten, but this book is nearly 1,000 pages long. I do not know how I read it so quickly back in the day. This is not one I'd go to for queer rep, but it was one of probably the series that got me into fantasy, really into YA, into reading, and into the book community online, and it has a place in my heart for that. The next prompt is SAWKILL Girls by Claire Legrand, a spooky book. And by spooky, I mean if it's got a spooky atmosphere, if it scared you a bit, just whatever works for that. I didn't want to say just horror. And for this prompt I've chosen The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. This book is so atmospheric, and it's such a spooky atmosphere, and I just really enjoyed that aspect so much. And your main character, Violet, she is bi, so sapphic rep finally, and she can do, it's like necromancy almost. Cool. So this book's got some magic, it's got a bit of a mystery to it, it's just a spooky small town setting, town founders, families, the descendants always got magic powers, such as Violet, your main character. And my final prompt is recommend a sapphic book. And I wanted to include this just to make sure that sapphic books were definitely being recommended, as that is the point of this tag. For this one, I'm going to choose a recent read of mine that I really, really adored, and it comes out on the 1st of June, so get your hands on it. And that is Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran. This is... it's in like a fantastical world, but without any kind of magic. And a new queen called Leah ascends a corrupt throne, and she takes on Xenia as a spy master to help her take down the kind of root of all this corruption, which is a man called Vigrante. And there's just action, there's political intrigue, and there's this lovely slow burn romance. And I really, really enjoyed it, nearly cried at the end, and I just want people to read it. If you're interested in more sapphic recs from me, I've just started a series on my channel called Sapphic Reads, where I'm going to be talking about every single sapphic book I read. And I just really recommend you check it out if you're looking for some recommendations. Hi, just Teresa from the future editing, and I just wanted to say before I end this that I have created a Google Forms that connects to a spreadsheet, and basically if you do this tag, you can fill in the Google form, and this is all linked below, and you just put in your name, your link, and what book you recommended for the last prompt, and then there's a space for any more sapphic recs from your video. And these will all go in a spreadsheet, so you can just have a spreadsheet full of sapphic book recommendations. And I just think this is just a really nice way to see, just have a whole list of sapphic recs, and also meet some new people making bookish content, specifically talking about sapphic books, LGBT books, and yeah, just wanted to let you know about that. So thank you for watching this. I'll put who I tag down in the description. Hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you get some new recommendations and hear of some new sapphic books through this tag.